Hello, happy Wednesday. We are halfway through week 4 of digital learning, which is so awesome. Let's get into today's work. So, we are doing problem solving equations with fractions. So, we actually did some of this on the last page when we were solving for the variable. So, this page will actually show us a little bit how to make it a little bit simpler if the other way was a little more difficult for you. All right, let's read our objective. So it is to solve equations involving fractions by using the strategy, solve a simpler problem. Okay, let's go through this together. So it says, after driving 25 miles, Kevin has traveled 2/3 of the distance from his house to his friend's house. Use the equation 25 equals 2/3 times d to find the total distance d in miles to his friend's house. So first it says to read the problem, what do I need to find out? So I need to find out the distance in miles from Kevin's house to his friend's house. Okay. And then I need to use the equation 25 equals 2/3 times d. My pen is a little sad today. All right. And how I use information. So I can use multiplication to change the equation to an equation with only whole numbers. Okay, not fractions. Then I can solve the new equation. All right, awesome. Let's see the example they gave for us. So solve the problem. So first step, write the original equation. Right there, they have the original equation, 25 equals 2/3 times d. Step 2, write a simpler equation without fractions. So they want you to multiply both sides by the denominator of the fraction. So the denominator of the fraction is 3, so we're going to multiply both sides times 3. So 3 times 25 will give us 75. 3 times 2/3 will leave us with just 6/3 times d, which that is a fraction is division. So 6 divided by 3 gives us 2 times d. Now we don't have any fractions there. Third, so our step 3. Solve the simpler equation. Use the division property of equality. So now we have multiplication here on the right side with the variable. So the inverse of multiplication is division, so we'll divide both sides by 2. We can set up that fraction bar to mean division. So 75 divided by 2 will give us 37.5. And on the right side, it'll just leave us with d. So d equals 37.5. And so the solution, the final answer is the total distance is 37.5 miles. Okay, let's go ahead and solve this equation. Let's read it together. Alyssa's cat weighs 12 pounds, which is 3/8 of the weight of her dog. Use the equation 3/8 times d equals 12 to find the weight of Alyssa's dog. Okay, so first let's go ahead and rewrite the equation. All right, and now we want to take that fraction away. So to take that fraction away, we're multiplying both sides by the denominator. The denominator is 8. Now this will reduce to 1 and 1, so we'll be left with 3d equals 12 times 8, which will give us 96. Then we are left to just divide. So we divide both sides by 3. This will turn into 1/1, which will just be left with the variable d. And then 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 6 2 times. So our final answer is 32, but let's write it correctly, which 32, and that is going to be pounds. Because when we were talking about the weight, we were talking about in pounds. Okay, circle your final answer. Go ahead and try number 2, and then we'll come back and check our answer. Okay, here's the answer for number 2. The answer came out to C equals 40, which represents 40 cards. So you had to multiply both sides by 5. What is left is 80 on the left side, 2C on the right side, or 2 times C. Divide both sides by 2. Your answer will be 40. Let's go ahead and check out the back of the page. Okay, let's read this one together. A track is 3/4 mile in length. Milton jogged a total of 6 miles around the track. The equation 3/4 times n equals 6 can be used to find the number of times n he jogged around the track. How many times did he jog around the track? So let's go ahead and set up our equation and solve for the variable. So we have 3/4 times n equals 6. So we want to get that fraction out of there, so we're going to multiply both sides by the denominator of the fraction that we have, which is 4, so times 4 on both sides. This will go ahead and become 1, which will leave us with 3n on the left side equals 24. Then we have multiplication here, so the inverse of multiplication is division, so we will divide both sides by 3. This will turn into 1 over 1, leaving us with just n, and 24 divided by 3 will leave us with 8. So n equals 8, and that corresponds to B. Okay, try the rest of this page by yourself. Come back and check your answers. Okay, let's check our work. For number 2, the answer was D. For number 3, the answer was B. For number 4, the answer was A. And for number 6, the answer was 256 miles traveled. And notice it did not give you the equation, so you had to make your equation. So that's where I have 5/8 times t equals 160. And don't forget, whenever you're using a variable and they did not set up the equation, you need to make sure you explain what that variable represents. So I said let t represent how far she will travel in all. Okay, hope you understood today's lesson. Have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Bye.